Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Creepy and Paranormal Show. Today we are going to be diving into the exciting world of shadow people. I'm not too sure if you've heard anything about it, but I came across it again last week when I was listening to an episode of Art Bell where they discussed shadow people and his experience. And let me tell you, it was quite creepy. So I thought, that's it, I'm jumping on an episode. So here we go. You know the rules. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Look behind you.
As always, a massive shout out to our show sponsors for the day, Homeground Coffee as well as Invoice Cloud. Right, let's get into this episode of Shadow People. Now, have you ever found yourself reading or possibly watching TV when suddenly, in the periphery of your vision, you catch a glimpse of what appears to be a shadowy figure in the room with you? Dark, humanoid figures like these are commonly known as shadow people, and they can be extremely scary and unsettling to the people who experience seeing them. But defining exactly what shadow people are and if they are actually paranormal is completely up for debate. Descriptions of shadowy, human-like figures have appeared in folklore and religious texts throughout history and across cultures. Some examples include the supernatural creatures known as jinn of ancient Islamic theology and the beings known as Naluza Chito of the Native American Choctaw tribes mythology. The modernly used term shadow people was coined by paranormal researcher and book author Heidi Hollis, who claims that shadow people have been around since the beginning of time and usually appear as dark human-shaped silhouettes in our peripheral vision. The fear of the dark and of all of its shadows is a common one, probably because our eyes tend to play tricks on us when the lights are low. A jacket hanging on a door can easily morph into a silhouette, and a pile of blankets could suddenly look like someone lurking in your bed. But could shadow people be more than that? Here's what you need to know about shadow people, and what if it means if you see one. Everybody has their own morning routines, but on the top of my list is coffee. Strong, hot black coffee. I physically can't start the day without a cup. However, sometimes life gets in the way and you're forced to buy a cup of coffee while on the road. And if you're like me, you struggle to find one that tastes good and is affordable. Well, now there is a one-stop solution for you. Homeground Coffee. The name is brilliant and so is the service. Situated at Benoni Northern Sports Ground, it's a nice central point for your morning commute. And why not get a delicious muffin or pie to go along with it? Homeground Coffee is the perfect go-to, and I advise you strongly to give them a try. When you do, let them know that I sent you. Find them on Facebook at Homeground Coffee as well as Instagram. That's Homeground Coffee, HOMEGROUND. Shadow people are a bit of an enigma in the paranormal community. Professional witch and Psyche Renee Watt says, they are often thought of as ghosts or a collective of negative energy. But as it is true with most paranormal phenomena, there is no finite answer. According to Watt, shadow people can appear in different forms and may even indicate that someone is under a psychic attack. Many paranormal experts also theorize that there may be a connection between shadow people and extraterrestrial life, and that these beings could be otherworldly in origin or have a correlation with alleged alien abduction experiences. While the exact supernatural origin of these shadow-like beings is debated among paranormal experts, there is one thing that most agree upon, which is that the presence of shadow people is wholly unsettling. These shadowy human-like entities have a bit of a murky reputation, as most people who report seeing them state that they feel uncomfortable, scared, and in some extreme cases, even paralyzed with fear, Watts says. Most reports on shadow people are overwhelmingly negative and are accompanied by a feeling of dread. Now we need to look at if science has an explanation for shadow people. Now skeptics note that seeing shadow people could simply be chalked up to sleep paralysis, which is a medical phenomenon that takes place when someone is in between a sleeping and wakeful state. During sleep paralysis, a person feels fully conscious but they are unable to move or speak and may experience a feeling of intense dread, the sensation of being suffocated, or even hallucinations of shadowy figures. Other potential explanations include experiencing heightened emotional states, sleep deprivation, or substance use. It's also important to consider that most shadow person sightings appear in our peripheral vision, which is designed to detect motion and movement, not detail. That said, it would be easier to mistake something in the corner of our eye for something that it isn't than it would be if we were to see something head on. Today's sponsor is called Invoice Cloud. Now, this is really awesome if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, or even a freelancer. You know how difficult it is to manage and then create those invoices for your customers. But with Invoice Cloud, you have everything you need to create simple, professional estimates on the fly. It's easy to use and understand, and getting rid of all the nonsense so you can have more time to do what matters most, which is to grow your business. Invoice Cloud allows you to add your company details, logo, customer information, as well as products, making it a breeze to send estimates to your clients anytime, anywhere. Now, if you want to start your free 7-day trial and get invoicing in just under 5 minutes, all you need to do is head over to invoicecloud.co.za and boom, you are sorted. That's invoicecloud.co.za. So what on earth would you do if you have to see a shadow person? It's normal to feel fearful if you see something as inexplicable as a shadow person, but according to experts, it's best to focus on staying grounded and not letting yourself be overwhelmed by the discomfort of what you're experiencing. If you encounter a shadow person, the worst thing you can do is give into your fear, as entities with negative intent thrive on their ability to make us feel unsafe or uncomfortable. The best thing you can do is call in spiritual protection, pray, or simply stand your ground by firmly telling the shadow person to leave you alone. A one-off encounter with a shadow being can be creepy, but if your visions of these entities are ongoing, it might indicate that it's time to do some spiritual cleansing of your energy field and your living space. If you're having multiple experiences with shadow people, you may want to consider doing a major energetic house cleansing, or even hiring a professional energy worker to do that one for you. You can spiritually cleanse your home and hopefully keep shadow people at bay by performing a protection ritual, putting out cleansing crystals in your home, or burning purifying herbs. Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Creepy and Paranormal Show. Today we are going to be diving into the exciting world of shadow people. I'm not too sure if you've heard anything about it, but I came across it again last week when I was listening to an episode of Art Bell where they discussed shadow people and his experience. And let me tell you, it was quite creepy. So I thought, that's it, I'm jumping on an episode. So here we go. You know the rules. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Just testing out the audio quality. So this is Renee Watts' whole experience / take on how to deal with shadow people and what they possibly are. I myself, I'm not too sure if I've seen a shadow person per se, but it's exactly one of those things where I saw it in the peripheral of my vision, so I wasn't too sure if I saw what I think I saw. But I've had multiple accounts where I've had to look twice at something, not saying it was a shadow person, but it definitely my eyes couldn't adjust quick enough, so I had to take a second glance at what I thought I saw. And I don't think I've ever really felt fearful that I became overwhelmed or overconsumed or even experienced some sort of paralysis from it. But I can imagine how scary it can be. I know that being afraid of the dark is a real phobia for some, and accompanying that with a shadow person might be completely overwhelming for them. Luckily, it's something I don't experience. Yeah, it's just, I can't begin to imagine how a person might feel in that scenario. But if I'm to think of what shadow people could be, it definitely sounds like some sort of energy, or dark energy or dark matter for that case. I know a lot of people say that the human body contains its own energy fields. Whether you're a Christian or not, it's got nothing to do with it. It's apparently scientific that your body contains these energy fields, and when you pass on, we do not know exactly what happens to these energy fields, where they dissipate to. Is that your soul? Does your soul move on? That's all up for debate, and it depends on obviously what you believe on. However, if that energy is left behind and doesn't move on to where it needs to move, or it's caught in between two worlds, that could possibly be an explanation for what shadow people are. So I haven't had any experience. Like I said, if you've experienced anything with shadow people or seen something that you couldn't explain in that sense, please contact me, let me know. I'd like to talk to you about it, possibly even put it on the next episode if you were interested. But let's open the lines of communication and find out what you guys have experienced. Have you seen any shadow people? If so, let me know. But as you know, it's that time of the show. We're wrapping things up for today. Thank you so much for always listening, liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. I really do appreciate it. I really would like to continue to grow the show and give you content that you enjoy. So please let me know what you'd like to hear or see next on the show. When you go to bed tonight, don't forget to look under your bed.